Hi everyone, I'm back and it is part 2 of January Joy Pouch. So remember, we've got our little puffer fish and I'd made little stuffed puffer fishes and thought they were the cutest things ever. Just putting that down here, and here is my pouch. I got carried away. I got carried away and didn't film. Whoopsie. So I'm going to finish off. So up here I have put a trim around the top. I haven't shown, but this is an old children's quilt. I don't think I showed this, from the Holbrook op shop actually. So one of my little trips. This is an old doona cover. Had this on the back and this, and I felt this was dark, but when I thought, oh, joy to the fishies, I'm going to do that one. So I have put them together and cantha stitched the whole thing. On this side I've put the darker cotton for the cantha stitch and the lighter cantha stitch up here. I've left the quilt edging as a bit of a border. So what I've done, I really got carried away. I was just having fun and just watching TV and just having some nice, cool, under the air conditioner kind of weather, because yes, Melbourne's having lots of heat waves. And so I've stamped Joy to the Fishes, and you've seen my little things. And so the whole point of this pouch that I've been making has been from the stash that my sister gave me from her friend's mum who passed away. And what I'm going to do, so I've made making two. So one will fly and one will stay, and I'm going to give her the first option for this one. This is the one that's for her, because she might want some of her mum's work. So if you saw my last Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, I'm just sort of going around that edge because it comes all untangled. You would have seen the glass beads made by her mum, and I was speculating, and someone in the comments said that the glass beads are called lamp work, and my sister had said that there were actually little lamps for making more lamp work, so she's held on to one for me so I can have a go at it. I never thought that I would be able to have a go maybe at, you know, a form of, well, glass blowing in a way, lamp work. So that's fascinating. Anyway, she did make them, and I thought that they had a nice little handmade kind of thing about them. Anyway, just ground in here. These trims, she had a bag of trims as well. I got that from the sewing basket. So I did put some of this because it reminded me of kelp. So this here, these bits of trim that were in her stash, and this one I've put on, and I've made it a bit like seaweed. I might still put some of that on, but she had some lovely trims. I'm just going to segue a bit here. These ribbon trim, in same trims but different colourways. She had a lot of these slightly more Indian, I would say, style of trims. Some went to the op shop because I didn't like them particularly, but some of them I really liked. The thinner ones. I didn't like the thicker ones. They were a little bit too, I don't know. They just didn't, I don't like them. Anyway, there's the mirrored. I like that. And there are little things like these which she's made. She was quite a crafter, and it's very sad because you just go, oh, her kids just, you know, our kids don't necessarily know what we do, and there was a lot of stuff in that's in there that's really well made. So another thing that she's made, And it's really astonishing, actually. These little beads, she's made the copper ends. My sister's given me all the copper, so I've got the wiring. I think this is made, she's made these out of some sort of polymer clay, and they're like bits of corals, so they're all really appropriate for this particular piece. Some are really, really chunky. So I've got some thinner ones, but then she's got these interesting glass pieces as well that she's made. That I thought looked a little bit like coral as well. I like this one though. Maybe I'll put that one up the side as well. How good's that sound? Love those musical tinkly sounds. So let me get some stitching done. So I'm just finishing off getting this trim down. Hope everyone's enjoying their January. It's quite warm. We were at 33 today and 30 tomorrow, 30 the next day. And Huss will be back from Somalia. He's got 2 days of flying, so I'll pick him up tomorrow morning from the airport. I thought, gosh, if I don't get this done by the time I've seen him and got started with the week, I probably won't make a video till Wednesday. So I think I better get it done today, which is Sunday. And I was just catching up on some YouTube videos. So I have come in a bit late on the actual make of the pouch, but I thought it's quite simple, and the cantha stitching took me quite a while, so I didn't do it on camera. I've just done a blanket stitch down around the edge and along the bottom to hold it all together. And the pufferfish, as you know, still bring me such delight. Okay, there's nothing in there. I've finished getting these bits of swayy, corally kind of seaweedy things down. Corals and seaweed. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't make those as well. I can't remember, but I think I might have shown you the fish she'd made in that video. I'll show you again. So I've got a trinket, and I think she's enamel worked this, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I've also ended up with her enamel work kit as well. So that's going to go up there. Here's the fish that she's made. It's cute. And I think with lamp work, it's just a normal thing to have a hole, so you've got it on a stick, so you can, and they're good sizes, so you don't need a small beading needle, you can get this right through into it. So my fishy, I like this side, seems to get the best bit of his face. So my fishy's going to go there with the Joy to the Fishes. I've been using this heavy duty cotton to get on the heavier stuff. And what else? There are glass work that she's made, these leaves, a lot of leaves. Not sure if they're going to get on, but I was thinking they could hang as if they're like a kelp forest or something. Possibly they'll get on. So my method with the fish is just going through the hole that's from the mouth to the back and round and round and round, and if it feels a bit wobbly, maybe looping some around its tail. So this is where I'm up to. I've got the bubbles, and I just want to show you how I put on the other puffer fish so you can see, and then I'll come back with the photo at the end. Oh, this one actually, she also made these lots of beaded things. Now I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get this on, but I really like, it feels like it's like a sea anemone or something. So I think that's going to go there, and that's going to go there, so it's like a fish in amongst the bits. Use this. So to get him on, I used this wool that came from that lady's stash. And it was really great for getting on the, like it seems to disappear into the fish, this colour. Just hide it underneath him, the knot. Put it here. So basically I am just going about every centimetre just around the edge. Not so easy. So just coming round to finish off the last few stitches. Casting off. Through twice. Okay, cast it off. On this particular on this particular one, sometimes these little beads were coming off, so when I put this one on, I put a few beads around there. So I've still got to put this on, and hopefully it's not too difficult to get on. I really don't quite know what is in the middle of this. Like I might not be actually able to get it on, but I'll give this a bit of a go. Possibly I might just come through the beads, although I've got the wrong needle for that. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a wrap kind of affair, I think. I think that might be the only way I can get it on is to wrap this wool around. This is Appleton's, it's like this fine strand Appleton's. I love it, it's one of my favourites. So has anyone been watching anything good or interesting? Holiday viewing? I read a book called The Dry, which I think has been made into a movie, and it's nowhere near me, so I can't quite remember the name of the author. Someone Horton. You'll be able to find it if you look up The Dry. That was a great book. I really enjoyed it. I love a bit of a detective kind of novel. or movie. Also, I love a detective movie. There was one that was an English one that was like a bit of an Agatha Christie. That one was interesting on Netflix. Can't remember what that one was called either. All right, just going to cast this off. It's very warm in here, but I think I should have turned the air conditioner on before I came in. All right, so we've got our little sea anemone. We've got our bits of coral and a rock and some sort of seaweed, and we've got our little guys. I think I will put the trinket on. How cute. I don't know if that's going to go through that hole. Oh no, it's been soldered. Oh, that's good. The little loop has been soldered shut, so because I was thinking, oh no, that's not a good idea, it'll come off. Alright, so I'm now reading a book called, I've started the second one after the dry. January for me is very much holiday mode, and perhaps it's the only time of year I actually get to finish a book that I start. I love it. I love January for reading books. Anyway, I'm reading The Little Parisian Bookshop on my Kindle. So it's just a easy read romance. I love those little kind of romances that are set in France or Italy or something like that. I don't read them very often, but you know, if you haven't got much of a brain for deep focus, you know, it's good. It's pretty good. Oh, and that little seahorse. Oh, I love seahorses. It's so cute. All right. Cast that off. The second book it starts a little bit more sinister. So I was trying to read it last night and thought, well, I don't know if I want to read this just before bed. And Lily's decided that watching documentaries is all the rage at night. So we watched a surfing documentary. Right, so if you look in Netflix, there are quite a lot of documentaries. If you've got a VPN and you're in another country, you should be able to see the Australian ones. We watched one about a program in America, because of course Lily's all about surfing, about the returned vets and their PTSD and how going surfing has really helped them, you know, not to be, and I'm going to say basket cases because I have PTSD and you can be a basket case sometimes. So yeah, it's been really interesting watching that. That was a good one. It was not very long, but just made me cry in a few places, just seeing men who've been to war with, you know, like no limbs or whatever, getting on the surfboard and having a surf. It was really, really quite good. Okay. Then we watched another surfing one. It really is all the rage in our household, clearly. And that one was called The Bra Boys or something, and it was about a time in our Australian Sydney history where there were these guys who probably would have been a lot worse off if they didn't live near the beach and if their nana hadn't looked after them and given them a reason, you know, a better reason in life to, you know, focus on things like surfing instead of being naughty and joining gangs and stuff like that. Russell Crowe does the voiceover because he kind of was around there in those days. He's from New Zealand. He was born in New Zealand, but he is a Sydney boy mostly. Just making sure I'm not going through underneath. Trying to get this fish attached. So we've watched one episode. It's we've watched one episode of something else. We've watched all the Bra Boys, the Sydney Bra Boys one. That was pretty full on. What else did we watch? Oh, we watched one about a little, I don't know why, we're doing all the Australian outback kind of documentaries. I'm just always doing a double stitch after I've come through and round, just to kind of secure it. Here. There was an outback one where someone died, and it was so well done. It was so well written, well documented, and it was just about a little tiny country town in the Northern Territory where only 11 people lived. And it was really very kind of, you know, when you're from a country and you just go, I hope no one ever watches that, because that's embarrassing. That's not what Australians are about. That's not what they're really like. But in this little town, I mean, the Northern Territory probably has the highest alcoholics per capita, I think. You know, it's like per population. I think he's going to stay. Anyway, they kind of all hated each other in this little town. Lily and I were laughing our heads off because it was just so badly outback Australian, and it's kind of embarrassing. But everyone in the town they did a little story on, and you went, oh, that person probably did it. And then that person probably did it. And then, oh, that person probably did it. Like, it just went on, and you thought anyone could have done it. Everyone hated this guy, and he disappeared. We don't know where he ended up. But in the end, they kind of said who almost gave themselves away, who did it. And we didn't really guess that was the right person. That's how it was. Such good storytelling. Okay, I've got all the components I needed to have on. Pick the phrase, made my little puffer fish, made some sort of sea-like kind of things, put on to honour Fifi's mum, her bits that her mum had made, got a trinket, got trims, water bubbles from the fishies, and they're kind of funny pouches. I sort of said, oh no, I've just jumped from that conversation, but I think I'd finished what I was saying about the shows, the documentaries. They've been really quite good. I think I've got everything on. I said to Lily, what do you think? She just went, the pufferfish are funny, but, you know, her style isn't this sort of full-on crafty kind of thing. Neither's mine, really, I don't think, but this is what came out. And who cares? We're all on a journey. I said to Lily, what about, should I put a zipper in or something like that? And she said she thought it should have a button or two, like maybe. And she looked at it and she was thinking, she couldn't work it out. Maybe it needed buttonholes along here with 2 buttons. And then I thought maybe press studs. So that's a possibility, but I'm going to consider this is finished, unless I decide to put a little bit more of this kelp up the side. But I want to put it to rest because I'm really behind on the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 7, and I've got to get started on that and put some time in. So here's my other one that I've made, and it's got a smaller fish, and I love this rock, and so this is the one I've decided to keep because I really love this little sort of tree thing, and I love this glass rock that she's made. So there's my 2 pouches, Joy to the Fishies, and well, there it is. So that's the end of January Joy Pouch, and we'll see what February brings. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.